I kind of want to get into our next ride because we took that confidence from the Phoenixville Bike Park and we moved up to the next section of Skyline. And this section has at least 2 or 3 pretty big step downs. And my goodness, man, they were so much fun. Danny, tell us about this.
Yeah, so we parked right near the jumps. We were pretty tired from Phoenixville Bike Park the day before. And so we parked right near the jumps.
Right.
So we go and we warm up on the 5 and the 5 big jumps and we start to feel better. And then it's time to go and start looking at these step downs. And while we were there was other guys that were riding the trails. And that was Rob and Brandon. Yes. And Rob had a downhill bike and Brandon had an enduro.
Yeah.
But they were both really good jumpers. And Rob really was very confident on Skyline. And so he started to tell us, answer all of our questions about the step downs. How fast do you need to go? Where do you launch off of? What about this? And what about this? And he gave us some great advice.
That's right.
So he's talking and we're at the top of the trail and you're getting ready. And I hear your mountain bike Lamaze, your heavy breathing happening. That was one of the comments. Someone commented when we talked about your breathing before doing big features that you and someone said mountain bike Lamaze, which I thought was hilarious. So so you're getting ready to give birth to progression, to mountain bike progression, right. You know. So like, you know, we didn't see anyone do it. You're just getting ready to send it. And send it you did. And Stick and I are just like at the top of the trail looking down. It looked like you did really well. And we're just like listening. And you just appear from view. And we're just listening. And we just hear a woohoo. Oh, all right. He's alive. So what was it like hitting those big step downs? Because they are really big. Those first 3 step downs, there's 2 like in succession that are kind of rhythm and then into a berm. And then there's a really big one. There's 4 of them in total, I think.
That's right.
And they're really big. You're like, we're in tiny little gears and pedaling and but gosh, they send nicely. What was your feeling the first time? And then as we started to session it?
Well, let me give a quick frame of reference in case people are familiar with Mount Penn. The section that we're talking about is right after Nico's drop. So there's actually a parking space where it's not a parking lot, but it's a place where you can pull over. There's a nice view. You can literally come in to the trail right at that drop. So you don't have to do the drop. You can session this line. And one of the things that you and I were worried about was, will we have enough speed if we don't do the Nico's drop? And the answer to that question is yes. How did I go about approaching it? I thought to myself, if you're going to do these step downs, you better send it. Like, don't half cheek this, like go full butt. And that's what I did, because in our pre-ride, Danny, I
full
remember
ass
going,
isn't a thing.
No, right.
You should go full butt.
Yeah, full butt.
You can say half ass, but you can't say full ass.
No. It wasn't one cheek. It was both cheeks, both cheeks into this thing. But yeah, what I noticed on that pre-ride, Danny, was like how jarring those step downs were when you didn't send them. You know, because it almost feels like unrhythmic, if that makes sense. Like the doubles and the step downs, they have a rhythm to them. You know, if you catch it, they're one after each other. And when you don't hit them, you're like, and it's like, oh, it's the worst feeling in the world. So I said to myself,
it's the worst case, because I think the step down is like half jump, half drop, you know, but you're losing altitude. You're going really fast because you're jumping and falling. And so if you case that, then it's even harder. If your back tire slams on that, it's even harder. And if your front tire hits it, dunzos. So these aren't tabletops. These are doubles that are designed. You can just roll it. You could totally pump it, which is what we've always done in the past. We never sent these before. But they're clearly designed that if you send it, you will land it perfectly into the next one.
Yeah, my advice is, if you're going to send it, send it. If you're not going to send it, then pump it. Don't do in between. And that was my mindset, was like, okay, Rob was kind enough to give us the line on the first 2, because you can go right to left or left to right. And he was giving us the coaching on, here's how you hit this to get into the next one. And I was like, okay, all right. And that was it, man. I just went for it.
Options also on that line
my gosh,
that we hadn't done. Like, you can send it like a hip into, it's just such an awesome trail. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
But
it really is.
That's really interesting that you had the confidence to say, I'm going to go really, really fast on this, not knowing the speed, really just going trail speed. Like,
yeah.
But we're not coming off the drop. So like pedaling into it and sending it.
Yeah.
I mean, that takes a lot of cojones. It really does. It takes a lot of courage. I was intimidated. I really was looking at these, at how far these were.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. I can't wait to put that whole line together. It's going to be amazing. You know, it really is. It was exhausting. I will say that.
Yes. We were pedaling to the top. We finally understand after we were such XC bros, and we really were. Like, if you could be an XC bro, we were XC bros. Like, we were like really proud of how strong we were and how much pedaling we did and earn your turns. And we never understood shuttling. And now, like, after the summer of jumping, I'm just like, yeah, if somebody wanted to drive me to the top every time, that would be awesome.
That'd be cool. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Or an e-bike, you know what I mean? Like, you get like 2, 3, 4 times the amount of jumps in, and the progression is just, that's what we want the e-bikes for. Is we just for the progression, not for easy rides, but for like to just session these sorts of jumps. I mean, it's so much fun, and the more you get to do it, the better you get.
Yeah.